Hey, testing one, two, three, testing one, two, three, four. Can everybody hear me okay? Uh, Risk involved in trading, past performance not indicative of future results. Hey, Sue. In my opinion, the market had a corrective day today. This morning, and I'll show you how you could have told that was going to be corrective. We had a live trade, I guess, meeting this morning. We were going to put on a QQQ. We didn't. We were going to put on we put on a gold. We put on an XLE. Uh, those are two trades. And was the other one, what was the other one we put on? SNE? Or NNE? NNE.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. NNE.
Yeah, NNE. So, it's going to be a great week next week. Hope everybody can join me. Before I get into it, I've been talking to a lot of people off my list. We'll update it one more time, and I apologize if I hadn't got a hold of you. I've been going in order right here. I had some nice conversations today with Bill, Debbie, Laura, Tammy. I mean, all the people I've talked to has been just real excited about Project Zebra. And so I'll try to get a hold of people, let's say over the weekend. Uh, and if and if I call from 251 area code, you'll be able to know it's me calling. And hopefully you can talk for a few minutes and let me bring everybody up to speed that had interest. Uh, Big interest in what I'm doing. So I think I've hit a chord with people because it really crosses all specters of trading. And I'm pretty excited about it. Just real excited, actually. So I'll be talking to you if you hadn't heard from me, your name's on my list. Or if you add to the final page that Jonathan gives me today. He's been keeping up with it and all. And I think the highlight of the week, if I could look at this week in history, the highlight of the week was 11 o'clock flash meeting. No notice flash meeting. I did 11 o'clock talking about the nuclear stocks, had five of them, and I've had a real good year off those nuclear stocks this week. NNE, Oakley, OKLO, CEG, CCJ, and SMR. If you haven't heard that briefing, and if you haven't heard that, then you need to listen to it over the weekend and get in gear. There's a lot of upside here in these five stocks. Now, how are these stocks done? January 22nd. What's significant about that time frame? That's when I called the flash meeting and said, folks, you got to start getting in these things. And look at what they've done since January 27th flash meeting and where they are now. 5% for CEG, 32% for OK Low, CCJ 2%, SMR 11, and NNE 50 has been our top dog so far. And I know a lot of you made some trades there, but I'm approaching this really from three different approaches on the nuclear. The first approach, I'm buying stock in these two by taking dollar amounts and equally distributing it. And then I'm going out with long-term options on these different spreads and stuff like that for each of these. And then of course, the third way is trading a few. Anyway, that's my plan, and I'm gonna maximize it as much as possible as long as they're the star of what's going on. In fact, I had, just to give you a side story, I didn't realize that the general market was weak because I had so much attention paid. Okay. So much attention paid on these stocks and watching setups and that kind of stuff. So, uh, you got to be smiling if you took these trades. And if you didn't take these trades, don't worry, more to go, more to go. But pay attention. These stocks are going to pay a lot of money, I believe, and they've set the tone. And we've got a few more days. See if they hold up. If they do, we'll be riding this wave all year long. Let's assume long term that we took 5,000 bucks and we entered into these stocks. If you did that right now, I'd be okay with that because you're spreading your bets around because one of these stocks or two of these stocks are going to really have some big moves away from the whole industry. I don't know which two they're going to be. Right now, NNE, which is Nano Energy, is showing cutting away, but they might slow down, the other ones take off. Anyway, the way to find out is put real money on the line. And I always think about, if you had an IRA or something you wanted to diversify in these 5 stocks, you do it the following way. And John, explain what you've done there.
Yeah, you asked me to say what is 5,000 into each of those stocks. So I got a spreadsheet out and said, all right, 5,000 into CEG is 15 shares, roughly. 54 shares for Oklo, 91 for CCJ, on down the list. This is the dollar amount, simply just the share price multiplied by the January 2nd, 22nd open. So you can see it's not exactly 5,000, never will be. But there's your dollars at entry. Here's your current value as of the price I pulled a moment ago. Total dollars.
So that's Jonathan, if they did 25,000 but did it on margin, they'd put up about half that much to get that kind of return, right? That return would double on margin if you did it. But you don't have to do 5,000 in entry. You go down, if you do a total of $1,000 and do $200 in entry. Okay. I just think there's different ways, but anybody's pocketbook will fit. If you believe on the way I believe, this is where you ought to have some money deployed long term. Is that a way to say it, Jonathan? Okay, Jonathan, will you post a link for Jim?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got him as zebra number 4.
Okay, Tal, you want to look at roadmap or MTI first?
Let's look at the roadmap. Just look at the general market and go through the 7 sisters. All right. When did you know today was going to be a weak day? Go up there to reference bar number 3. Everybody see that high that was made? Circle it, Jonathan. Okay. When we broke that low, then the market went into what we call a corrective mode. Does everybody see that? Then we get to Genesis and we broke that low, and so they accelerate. Everybody see that? Yeah, that's right. It is a buy failure. And down we came, down we came. RB4 broke also, went down, and now the market's trying to decide, are we going to go down even further or is it going to rally here at 330? But you knew all day. And I gave you a pivot number this morning of 6145. And right now that S&P 6129. It's a simple way of looking at it. So you knew that that was a weak hand. Okay, that's why you don't go buy calls on indexes when you see that during that day. Okay, now Jonathan, that's on the E-mini. Look at the NASDAQ and see if it tells the same story. You go through it for people.
The NASDAQ topped out here at same time of day, 22,078. Low of that reference bar was 21,999. Call it 22,000. Same exact pattern. And the NASDAQ that we saw in the S&P. Genesis bar made a high of 22,035. Made a low of 21,975. When they made new lows for the day, that's when they started accelerating. Same as the S&P. On down to 21,862 is the current reference bar low. S&P pattern. NASDAQ pattern. Essentially the same pattern. I don't know what all these lines are here. Get rid of all those lines.
Okay.
That's the S&P and the NASDAQ. What's next?
All right, let's look at MSTU. MSTU's about at its target. So we did a put who we're going to acquire the shares. The first thing I'll do Monday morning is sell the $12.50 call against that long position. Okay. And we got $1 for that, didn't we, Jonathan?
Yes, we did.
So $1 from 12.20 is 11.20. And I will sell calls against it, make it a covered call at 12.5. That's just using the stock and the option together. Okay. That's what I'll be looking for come Monday, selling that call. MSTU. All right, let's look at NNE. Okay. Jonathan, what was the top of RB3 today? Week, Bruce, next Friday.
Top of RB3 on NNE was 44.72.
And how high do we go off that buy signal given there this morning?
Up to 48.05 is where it topped out this afternoon.
About $4?
Yes.
Not a bad day if you're day trading it. Not a bad day. Now you got a correction going on, but the correction's being contained, and that's good. Anytime it backs up and fills and stops at the last launch period, that's a good sign. Okay? That's on NNE. Also look at OKLO. OKLO. See if it's following the same pattern. Two nuclears. Did it give a buy signal early this morning?
RB3 high was 41.66.
And this pullback tested that high, right? After going to 43.70. So those two stocks look very healthy today. That's NNE and OKLO. All right, the next stock I want to look at is XLE. Okay, if you look this morning, it gave a sell signal off RB3. Everybody see that? And I shorted the call for XLE. I don't know, when does it expire? XLE Monday?
Fire is January 31st, next Friday.
No, next Friday. Okay. That's XLE. The other trade I did today was on GLD.
This one expires Monday.
And I sold the 56, right? 56, 55 is a bullish one.
Yes, that's correct.
Came down. You needed to get back above, what's the high of that frame? 56.30, 56.29.
Yep, that's it.
That's what we want to see Monday morning. Write that number down, 56.30. So everything we did was in accordance with our process of how we evaluated, interpreted, and execute. Any questions about what I just covered? Anybody got any questions about what I just covered? Yeah, that was correct. Okay. No, Rob, you got too much premium for that to happen. You're fine. Buck says, no questions. I like the way you review. You always do it in a methodical, clear way, and that's it. No, I'm still in it. Lynn, I'm still in gold. It's a Monday expiration. Okay. Jonathan, I'd like to go to the slideshow for Project Zebra and cover it. And what I'm going to be calling, I'm going to get caught up this weekend, and I'm going to be calling Saturday and Sunday people that had asked me to give in a call. Okay. Look what Jim did. He made 70% profit on the NNE. Everybody give Jim a hand. Give Jim a hand. 70% profit off of what we talked about on NNE. Now, this is the last call. I think I'll be filled up on Project Zebra. We've had a great response with what my plan is. It will be unlike anything I've done in years. Actually, the last time I did it was when Bill Sample joined DTI 2012 area. Last time I did this. But Project Zebra is pretty interesting because it's something you can't find anywhere else. And I'll tell you the story, and you can decide if you want to be part of what's going to happen. But it's really something I'm excited about because I get to know you, and you're no longer just somebody on the web, right? Because I spend a lot of time with you as we go forward. Okay. Project Zebra. Now, I wanted to talk to 50 people that work directly with me everyone likes to make money, and I will set the 50 people who qualify up to make money for the next 12 months. And I'm going to do about 100 trades over the course of that time period. Works out about an average of 2 a week. But the most I'll have on at any time would be 5. Okay. But the idea is, and I'll do training every time I close out 10 trades. Now I'll be calling from a 251 area code. And I'll do that Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be playing golf midday tomorrow, so I might call somebody in the morning, might call some more people in the afternoon and Sunday too. So that's what I'll be doing to talk to you. So please take the call. Now, here's what we're going to do. If you're not in my data bank, people to call. Everybody see that? John's good. If you're not in there, then put your name, email, and phone number and say okay to call on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Now, if you're in my data bank and I haven't called you, put okay to call on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're already signed up and I haven't talked to you, put okay to call Saturday and Sunday, where Jonathan can tell me who to reach out to this weekend. Okay. Now, while you're doing that, okay, make sure you get Greg. Add the ones to it, Jonathan. Let's take a 10-minute break. I'm about to issue a trade for my Moonlight people. John Lozar, I got you on my list. I was going to call you today, but I didn't get to you. I'll get to you tomorrow or next day, okay? I bit off more than I can chew because every time I get ready to call, I see a trade I want to do and I get distracted with the trade, okay? All right, Barbara. Be sure to put that by Barbara's name, Jonathan, on the sheet you give me. Laura, not yet. I'm supposed to have the call after 5. After 5, okay? All right, Jonathan, let's take a 10-minute break. I'll be back when that clock winds down. All right, folks. And I think the market's closing really after the week. If you just go back and look at it, let's go back and look at D-mini, Jonathan, real quick before we wrap it up. Circle where we opened the week at. Go to a daily chart on D-mini.
We open the week where this blue line is, soon to be orange line, right there.
Good week, good trend, little correction today, no big deal. If you look back in there, you got a little resistance going back there to about December the 11th, 12th, right? Can you blow that up and look at it? Got a little band. Where's the top of that band? 78?
Yeah, up here,
Yeah.
78 on the.
You got to work through that. It's a nice time for the market to correct a little bit right here. That's all it's doing. All right. Let's look at some big boys. Look at Tesla. I think it opened the year at 390, if I remember correctly. You got a daily up there?
Yep, 390 is the year open.
Yeah, so if you look at that, we're still positive, but they've got obviously a lot of resistance up there to get through. About 427 is the number that you really need to take it out and stay above on Tesla. All right, go to Nvidia. Where did it open the year?
Yearly open NVIDIA is 136.
And Nvidia's traded at 142, up about $6. So it's doing a corrective move there on Nvidia. All right, look at DJT. It's sort of been, where did it top out at, Jonathan? 42?
43.46 is the top there. The year open is 34.34.
Yeah, it's been coming down. All right, MSTU, where did it open the year?
Year open on MSTU is $8.15. This high right here is 13.74.
So it's still up about 20%, even with the sell-off today, huh?
That's right. Yep. 25%.
All right. Okie dokie. That's MSTU, right?
Yeah, that was.
All right, look at Berkshire, where it opened the year.
Okay, Berkshire opened the year at 455.96.
Up about $7, not much, but it's up. That's Berkshire. Joby Aviation, the stock we've been in, and I like.
Joby opened the year at $8.24.
It's still up about 50 cents. So that's not bad. All right, that's Joby. All right, let's put N and E in there, something that we sort of latched on to daily.
This stock opened the year at 30 or 25.20.
I'd say this pause in action is not unexpected. Look at that. All right, folks. Not surprising, the market corrected here. We knew it early this morning when we met, and we'll see Sunday night probably continue a little bit, and then the buyers will step in. It's still looking good though, 61.26. E-mini, Jonathan, you got the percentages up for your E-minis?
Let me see here.
Tells you on MTI, doesn't it?
Read my mind here. Up 3% for the year.
3%. That translates to 36%. We held that pretty good pace due to NASDAQ. How much is it up?
Also just shy of 3%.
All right. Dow.
3.73%.
How much? 3.74. All right. Do crude oil.
Got an alert on XLE moving in our direction. Crude oil is up 3.87%.
Yeah, crude oil, if you look at it, if it breaks at 73.73, we can probably do some more XLE next week. Okay. Let's look at gold. How much is it up for the year?
Gold is up about 5.25.
5% for gold. Silver?
6.2.
Silver's outperforming gold a little bit, huh? All right, NNE.
78% from year open.
I mean, think about that. 78% in month one. I'd say people had this stock all wrong because it's rocking and rolling. Look at that. From 24 to 70 to 48. That's impressive. All right, covered gold. Do bonds. I've got do bonds. Do bonds.
Bonds are down almost a full percentage point.
Okay. Bonds are still are in the doldrums, we'll say. And the last one I'm going to end up with, MSTU. How much is it up for a year? It's only up 27%, Jonathan.
That's right.
We'll be messing with MSCU quite a bit though. It's a volatile one. John, if you got anything you want to end with?
Well, we got a full week next week. That's only the second one this year. That'll be nice.
I was talking to somebody, they said that they were always talking about a 4-day work week. Well, we've had it for out of the last 4 weeks, we had 3 weeks, 4-day work week. So it's been pretty interesting. But folks, I'm excited about next week. This correction today is needed. We'll let you know Sunday night if we meet. Y'all have a great weekend. And if you're on my call list, hopefully I can get through everybody. So y'all have a great week again. Read all you can about nuclear. I think that's the play that I've come away with here in January is the play we got to stay focused. That kind of energy is what we probably need in this country. I just think I have this dream that we'd have one of those modular nuclear reactors here for our neighborhood at a very low cost. Anyway, that's a dream. Jonathan, that's all I got. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Study, read, and think about ways to get better at this game of trading. So as I always say, see you on the flip side. And for those that don't know what that means, see you on Sunday night, 8 o'clock.